Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
From home, honey.
This morning, I've got Sean watching the store for me so that I can head out and run some errands. We are geared up and pretty much ready to go for our big auction sale happening in about a week's time, a little over a week. But I've got to stop at the auction house and kind of see how things are going, see how the setup's gone. And I'm going to show you guys the best things, in my opinion, that are at that sale, and I'll tell you why. So let's go to the auction, check it out, and then we'll go online after and see how things are going for online bidding. Because yes, you can pre-bid over a couple weeks in advance at this auction house, so we'll see if people are paying attention. Let's go check. Now, I'm not the only one by far who's brought stuff into this auction, but I brought in most of it, I will say that. There's a few pieces that really stand out. I mean, the fun ones are things like the fire department, the little pedal car there, but there's a few key pieces here that I wanted to show you guys. If you've never seen one of these before, this is a 1950s Marx Space Ranger flying toy playset. Now, the reason why that's a good find is that they're incredibly rare. It's one of the first sort of line-controlled orbiting spaceship toys. And Marx at the time was mainly putting out Western sets and castles and things, so a space set was kind of an oddity. It would have been really expensive, not many kids would have got one under the tree, and as a result, they're very hard to find. That is a really interesting piece I picked up in Winnipeg with my dad. He was with me on that trip. That was a few years ago. And I hope that someone sees it and finds out that it is as cool as they say it is. It's a neat piece. This is another unusual piece. This is a child's toy guitar, but what's neat about it is that it's Gene Autry, and it still has the original box. There's Gene Autry singing away, playing his guitar, and it has the automatic chord playing function. Just a neat little piece. I picked that up when I was in Colorado visiting my sister, and I have never seen another one since, and I thought that was pretty cool. But let's get over a couple of the heavy hitters. And when I say heavy hitters, I mean literally. This bat, Black Betsy, is a licensed bat from approximately 1910. It was built by the Columbia Handle Company in London, Ontario, Canada, so making it a Canadian edition of a shoeless Joe Jackson authorized baseball bat. Now, it was sitting in a barn for many years on its side. As a result, it's got some wear on that one end there. But overall, the bat's in not bad condition. It even has some of the original paint on the handle, and incredibly rare to find shoeless Joe Jackson memorabilia from the period. But that, folks, is only, I think, does not have very many bids on it right now. That's a really, really rare piece. That's the sort of thing that should make it out to a major auction house. And here it is sitting here. For your viewing and bidding pleasure, you'd have your own Black Betsy shoeless Joe Jackson baseball bat. There's also this absolutely stunning World War II era wood propeller, and it's not all notched out. Sometimes people notch them out to put a clock inside of it. This one is all intact, has the brass edging, and the finish work on it's really quite nice. It's approximately 6 feet tall, and that would have, I was told, come off of a Gypsy Moth. So it would have been like a World War II trainer plane. Really cool piece and great decor. This clock, which stands, I'd say about 4.5 feet, almost 5 feet tall, it's a big clock, is a wall mount punch clock unit. So this would date to around the turn of the century. It does work. I actually had it working and using it as a clock in my shop for some time. You wind it up, and then when somebody comes in for the day, like Fred Flintstone, except it's not a bird inside, you put your punch card in, bump, it punches it, and away you go. Nice to find one in original shape, and it's got all its little original markings on it. You know, how to log in, how to clock out. And even if you just want a nice working clock to hang on your wall, what's more impressive than having a punch clock to give your time? There's also a number of pieces from the Mary Borgstrom collection. These are items that I'd kept back at the shop So we have the round pot with a beautiful glaze. This came from Mary's house too. This is another renowned artist named Peggy here. She was, as you can see, a founding member of the Arts and Crafts Society here in Alberta. And Mary kept that because she said it was very rare, very difficult to get that sort of glaze and finish. So she thought it was quite special. If you notice on the site, there's a little Titanic hat. Back in the 80s, they were doing dinners with survivors of the Titanic. Specifically, I think Milvina Dean was her name. So that would have been gifted at that event and then purchased from that person. It is actually an authentic nautical hat with the replicated RMS Titanic logos. It's still about a 40-year-old piece. I think it's from the early 80s. But it is associated with the Titanic survivor, and that's a cool piece too. Couple more of Mary's pots here on display. And you can see behind the orange jumpsuits actually Major Jerry Burry's suit, that one right there, that was used when he was checking out Scott Carpenter, who, as you may know, might have been famous for being part of the Mercury 7 space program. So it has some good solid American history. I don't know if anybody will recognize what it is or see what it is, but it's a cool piece. Just so much neat stuff going through this sale. Even this down by my feet here. This would have come off of a steam train. The lady I got it from had been in her family since nearly new. She had it restored, which means she had it taken in and re-nickel plated. That's why it looks so good. It's not a new piece, it's not a replica, it's the real deal. It's just been fully professionally restored. Now people would probably leave them and not restore them, so you can see the general patina and wear. But, you know, she wanted a nice display piece for her house, and this had been in her family for quite some time, and now here it is. It's quite tall too. It's approximately 2.5 to 3 feet tall. I mean, heck, it had to be big to be on the front of a steam train. And they would have used the same light on the head of a steam tractor as well. But really rare, really interesting piece. For those that collect Bibles or religious artifacts, this is one that you definitely would want in your collection. This massive Catholic missal, which is hymns and passages that would have been read at the altar. This missal dates to 1712 and is an original copy, and it's never been, from my knowledge, rebound. The pages are still nice. This is old stuff. I mean, to find a book of this age and this era and with such beautiful artwork and woodcuts, I mean, when you look at some of the pictures that are in here too, I mean, it's just remarkable. It's a big piece too, at about 2 feet tall. I kid you not, it's massive. This would not have been your home copy, folks. This would have been one that was in the church. So this was probably only in private hands because whatever church it was amalgamated or closed, and they ended up having an extra copy. But what a beautiful piece of history. Certainly hope that someone who follows that faith would be interested in it. Only time will tell, and see if the right bidders are online to put the right kind of value on it. This showcase contains a few of the more prized possessions, and there's quite a few interesting pieces here at the auction sale, but by far some cool stuff in this case. This woodcut, Salvador Dali, dates to 1963. It is the Divine Comedy. There have been other copies sold out there. I mean, they made an issue run of them, but this is an actual Dali, and the authenticity certificate is from 1985. And I'm sure Mary would be proud, as we see the picture of Mary there pulling this pot out of her kiln in the backyard, and I had the original sketch for it. I had this on display at my own house for a while, but that's the most complete little set. One of her early pots being taken from the kiln with her original sketch for it. And her company in the case, well, I've got a 1953 Picasso of Madeira, and that came from the Wolchin Gallery collection here in Edmonton. Beautiful piece, and it's face in profile, just in beautiful condition too. And what do we have next to Picasso? We have a 1963 Salvador Dali woodcut with a certificate of authenticity from Paris, from Artco. Just beautiful little picture of the Divine Comedy. We'll see if we get the right kind of bids on these things, but I'm hoping that these will all pay off big in the end. Maybe you remember this one. I went out to the country, ended up doing kind of some horse trading, ended up with a motorcycle and 2 antique pistols. Well, 3, I should say. One was a box set, matching set. The other was this guy right here. This is an 1810 British. It's a Works and Isaacs pistol. It is an authentic flintlock brass barrel, beautiful condition. It's obviously not the original case, but it does have its accessories. That is probably worth, you know, well over $1,000 into, you know, $1,500 or more. I think we had it priced at 1,700 Canadian. Just a stunning piece, and I'll show you the condition overall. You can see the beautiful work there. It's got some flint in it, so it's ready to go. Spring is nice and tight. Was very, very well cared for over the years, and I don't think it's had any kind of refinishing done. You can see a little bit of hammer marks on there. People probably trying to get the pin out at some point, but that's normal wear for a piece that's that old. I hope to look as good in 200 years, but I doubt it. Very nice little box set, and somebody's made this beautiful little custom case to go with it. Have high hopes for that guy. There's gems all over, including that authentic Mont Blanc ballpoint pen. You know, the more I look around, the more I wonder how I fit all this stuff in my store in the first place. And I still have a full shop. But, you know, we're saving up. We're trying to do great things here. We're trying to get this building and addition put up. So let's go home and check online and see how things are going. I tell you, there's nothing more nerve-wracking than leaving a whole bunch of your valuable stuff somewhere else to sell at a price that you don't even know what you're gonna get for it. But that's almost any auction. You take a gamble, you take a risk, and you hope it all pans out. But it's time to find owners for these things. I don't need them sitting around the store forever. I need another building put up. That's my priority. Okay, just got myself home. We're gonna log into the Kastner Auctions website and kind of check and see how things are going. The auction house hasn't really even started advertising the sale officially yet. I think that's gonna start happening very soon. But I know that things are up and on there and people have started placing bids. So let's get a sense of kind of where things are going in the auction so far. Okay, so first thing we do is we log into kauctions.ca, and I'm gonna go to the login area here. We scroll down till we see the auction, which is this, the specialty auction, antiques and collectibles. And then you can start to scroll through and see what's going on. So there's the Salvador Dali that we looked at. It is, there it is right now, $275 for that. My Land Rover Safari, which runs and drives fine, by the way, 1,800 bucks. Well, let's hope it goes for more than that. I'm sure it will. The Picasso is way undervalued at 1,300 right now. But again, we have a long way to go before we're there. Titanic hat, 25 bucks. Let's see, there's a lot of things in this sale. I'm going to try and get to some that we were chatting about a little earlier. There's the Steam Train front headlight, the one that I was telling you about, that the lady I bought it from, been in her family almost since new. She had it totally restored. It's only at 35 bucks for such a beautiful thing. That's kind of a shame. The black powder shotgun, 120 bucks. Right now, there's still lots of good deals to be had. Look, a Mary Borgstrom pot, signed, $20. There's another one of hers, the unglazed pot, $7.50. There's the high polish, the really beautiful one. That was in our house. We had that on display at our house for a while there. $140. $70 for that Peggy here pot. This is Mary's impression of her hand, where she just grabbed, hi, my hand has just appeared in the camera. She grabbed clay and squeezed it and then put it in the kiln. That's only at $7.50 right now. Typewriters. So there's some things getting bids. The punch clock's at 40 bucks. That still is, it's missing a zero or more in my opinion, but it's an auction. We shall see how things go. Let's jump ahead a couple pages and see exactly how some of these other items are going. Pedal cars at $90. Gene Autry guitar, 50 bucks. There's accordions. Some of the stuff is not mine, but it's still pretty interesting. Little Elna sewing machine. Oh, there's those movie posters I pulled out the other day. I found those in the amongst some other collectibles, $7.50 each. Just scrolling through. This really cool looking Union gramophone with the big horn on it. That is a really neat piece. It's all hand painted. Like this actually came out of a display. It was a restaurant. and they were using it as a display piece. I think the spring needs to be rewound. It's probably come loose. Something's going on the inside anyway. It's not working properly, but otherwise it's in good shape. But $50 is the current bid on that. That's a good deal. There's the vintage Canada Post uniform, $20, and it's even got the hat too. Look at that. There's the hat with all the badges and everything. I was pretty excited when I found that piece, actually. Was in that trunk full of toys and treasures last month, I think is where I found that. There's band autograph Ray Charles album. That's pretty cool. This was my dad's collection. I was with him when he found that. And you can see Ray Charles did actually sign things. A lot of people say, well, how could he? But of course he could sign his name. And there's, you know, some of the band members and everything. They signed the inner sleeve. So pretty cool. Some little clocks. There's that cow picture. Remember that? I found that in the abandoned sort of house that I went to. It's kind of funny for me to look back on and see some of these things. It's only at $20 right now. Okay, there is the U.S. Air Force fighter pilot suit worn by Major Burry. He was part of the Mercury 7 space program. Major piece of American flight and space history. How much is it right now? $7.50. Boy. The World War II Gypsy Moth wooden airplane propeller, $250. That's a good start there on that. So it's kind of funny to go through this and see exactly what people are interested in and what they're bidding on. Let's jump farther down the way here. Some albums, lampshades, just a wide variety of stuff. Oh, there's that 20s pressed steel fire truck, $20. Some old steam engines, some bayonets that I had. There's another steam engine, a Walesko. I did a video, I think like 2 years ago, where I bought hundreds of these things. I'm finally getting down to my last little bit of them, but there was a point in time I had just a ton. Oh, this was a neat piece. This is an aircraft carrier logbook from the USS Lexington, the first USS Lexington that was sunk at the beginning of World War II. This would have been, you know, quite an early piece. You see it says Memories of John Francis Jemkin, died 1934. So somebody very lovingly put that together that served on the Lexington, and that was their log album, their logbook, and just beautiful leather work and nice painting on that. That would be like a good folk art piece. How much is it? $35. Mary Borgstrom dish with clay polishing stones, $10. A 1712 Catholic Missal in Latin, that Milanese book that I was telling you about. And how much is it? Look, they didn't even show hopefully they can get a better picture of the inside, because it's not even showing the beautiful woodcut plates that are in there, probably by a very famous artist at the time. How much is that book? $70. Hopefully that'll find a good home. Beautiful large Mary Borgstrom platter in black clay, $70. So all sorts of things up for sale, and I feel at very reasonable rates, reasonable prices right now. So this is a good time for people to get in and mark the things that they really like and that they might want to bid on. And hopefully they'll have a chance to get some good deals here. But for now, it's just a waiting game to see what people are going to bid on and how things are going to go for. Look, 1970 Johnny Bench, you know, good shape. Corners are pretty good on it. How much is this card going for? $7.50. So lots of fun stuff. So that's it for now. I'm going to basically bide my time, keep my eye on things, see how this auction progresses. And with any luck, we'll start to see some more bids come rolling through. I will do an update when we get a little bit closer, or maybe just I'll do one live when the auction's happening and we can watch together and see how things are going. But boy, a long way to go for some of that stuff to reach a good target, but we'll see how it goes and how it does. Always fingers crossed at an auction sale. So thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed our little update video on the auction and how things are going. Bids are live until September 26th. So if you're watching this right now, you still have over 10 days. You got 11 days as of today to get some bids in and to find some treasures that will get mailed direct to your house anywhere in the world. That's right. They'll ship pretty well anywhere. Have a wonderful day, guys. We'll see y'all soon, and bye for now. Oh, and check out kauctions.ca for heaven's sakes. That's where you got to go bid on this stuff. Okay, really bye for now. Bye, guys.